Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Rob Gill, Epic Financial Strategies, and today we're going to talk about who is going to win the election. You. Listen, once again, get your pens, get your paper, get in a peak state. I got with us today the mighty Dan Geltrude, aka America's Accountant. He's gonna bring some quality information about how you could win every day, all day, and twice on Sunday. So let's get into it. Who's gonna win the election?
Our clients. It's obvious, Rob, because we know how to do our job working together. We are going to be looking at all of the possibilities that can come out of this election. Does Trump win? Does Biden win? Who controls Congress? Could there be a President Pelosi?
Oh boy.
Because if they don't have a winner by Inauguration Day in terms of determining who won the election, Speaker of the House becomes the president. We need to prepare for that, and we need to make sure our clients are prepared for that.
If Pelosi wins, is she going to shut down that hair salon in California?
It's possible.
So for all you good folks out there, listen, all jokes aside, very important to understand where we're coming from. We want to position you when it comes to your money, how you deploy it, to be fluid, to have good balance, to be on your toes. And what Dan was really talking about is how to do planning from a perspective of who is going to win. What does your world look like in that scenario versus this scenario? If there's a delay, or even if the House Speaker does get in because we don't have a president by inauguration. So if we know that all of these things are possible, plus many other things, we want to make sure that you have all of the planners on the same page that are in direct communication with you at all times so you can make prudent decisions. And Dan, what kind of conversations are you seeing right now with all your clients when it comes to this?
So we're talking about who's going to win this election and what the possibilities are, because depending on who wins this election, how does that affect the COVID situation and vaccine coming down the line, hopefully? What about the tax situation? Surely there's going to be impact there. How about regulations for different industries that people are working on? These are all factors that are going to get worked out in terms of who wins this election. But we need to be prepared ahead of time, because planning doesn't happen after the fact. Yep. Planning happens before. So it's not about guessing who's going to win. Yep. It's about having multiple plans and producing multiple options for our clients. And the way that happens is when you have your CPA and your financial planner working together and agreeing on how to protect, and not just protect, how to make sure your clients succeed.
Yeah, and that's a great point. And some of the things that we always talk about is the power of anticipation. You know, so Dan and myself and the fiduciaries here on the Epic arm, we want to make sure that we're anticipating through really I dotting and T crossing and doing research and making sure that we're kind of playing into different strategies and scenarios, how we could properly plan in the what if scenario, as well as what if that could go the other way, right? I mean, what if could happen on the downside, it could happen on the upside. I know that, you know, COVID hit, the market was down 30%, came back up on printed money, the perception of the economy coming back. So there's so much uncertainty. However, that doesn't mean you want to stay frozen, because that's where some people also get hurt, is inaction. And it's important that, you know, you ask proper questions and you really follow whoever's working with you. I would encourage that you would call your accountant and have them work with your planner. That would be one of the first action steps. I know for us, that's what we want to do, and that's how we're trying to serve and contribute. And as a result of it, we want to make sure that you win. So Dan, any other thoughts in that scenario that just kind of from a perspective of how they should be looking at things that they may not be doing right now?
Keep in mind that inaction is inaction, and that's not where you want to be. Now, I will tell you from the perspective of the CPA, accountants, generally speaking, they're great about telling you what's happened already. Well, there is some value in that, but the true value, Rob, is taking a look and having anticipation as to what could happen. Not just a single scenario, but multiple scenarios. And based upon those multiple scenarios, How will history play into your future planning? And when you get everyone on the same page, your CPA, your financial planner, and the client, that's what we're talking about, creating winners. Everybody wins in that scenario.
Yeah, and to that point, Dan and his team, as well as the team over here at Epic, will share with you saving tip strategies. They will share with you strategies on how to kind of take a look at your money that's inside of a bucket, and if there's holes at the bottom of the bucket where there's water leaking out. So now as the bucket is being properly patched up and you're saving more money, where you deploy that savings of money that was lost is so important. And that's why when Dan and his team and our team get together on the Epic Wealth Builder, that one landing page where you can put all your financial data, they have access, we have access, and we're working with you directly. So all your decisions are really right in front of you, including your wills, your trusts, your business planning documents, your tax returns. It's all there at a click of a button. And when that happens, people love it.
And Rob, let me ask you a question, because we know at some point in time, there is going to be a vaccine for COVID. Ooh. It's a matter of time, right? What do you think happens with the market when we get to that point? Because that's certainly a possibility, and I would think it's a probability.
Yeah, I mean, you'll probably feel a wave of irrational exuberance. I'm no economist. I am not a fiduciary. With that being said, though, psychologically, if there's a vaccine, I'm sure money would flood into the market. And if that's going to happen, I think back to, when COVID hit, the market went down, there was a lot of fear. And I don't think a lot of people, and I'm not going to say I said or didn't say, but I don't think a lot of people would have felt before the election the market would be almost back to where it was before COVID hit. To Dan's point, you have geopolitical risk or reward. You have psychological risk or reward. And if you're doing proper planning in those from those points of view, victory can be yours, to exactly what Dan's talking about. So Dan, anything else that we could close up on that we may have missed?
I think people have to keep in mind that the future is not certain. And how do you plan for those contingencies? And I think if you're not going to put your team in place and have inaction, which I've said before is inaction, that's a formula to lose. Yeah. And that's not what we're about. We're about winning all the time, every time. So it's all about planning, and it's all about getting your team on the same page with a game plan.
Yep. So Dan's talking about the keys to victory is in practice and preparation. And if you want to hear more valuable content from this channel, because we're pushing it every single day, please hit the link below, hit that subscribe button, and on a daily basis, we'll continue to provide world-class education.